Um, so this is pure, sheer, unknowable aliveness. And it seems like when a sentence like that is said, it appears then that this, or what's appearing to happen, can be known as sheer aliveness. But actually, the unknowability is just simply appearing as talking, as hearing, as wondering, as feelings, as thoughts, as simply whatever is. And that seems to be what we are sharing about, this unadulterated, totally irresponsible, wonderfully impersonal phenomenality of simply just sitting here and hearing a voice. And most meetings that you might go to might, although if you can't hear me, you're saying, is that the case? Most everyone can hear me? Yeah. I think it's just you, Kiana, unfortunately. Yeah, most meetings have a purpose or an agenda or a point or a subject. Yeah, really a subject that we would talk about. But, and there is a radical suggestion being made here, I suppose, that's not regularly made. And that radical suggestion is that there isn't you and life, there isn't you and what is, there's just what is. Now that is apparently a radical suggestion, and there's not a lot that can be done with that suggestion really at all. But it's when it's heard in a certain way, it seems to be sort of striking. And so I was saying about, most meetings don't have a point, or most meetings have a point and this one doesn't. And but probably if you're around this communication, then you're sort of used to, or there may be the idea that you've heard this before, that you've heard this suggestion before, or you've heard, or that there is no self, or you get it, or whatever. And that can be how it is. There can be the feeling of, well, I know what's been said here. I know what this is all about, but there's something missing, something that I'm not quite getting. And it can feel like that. It can feel like there's something missing, that something's not quite right about all this, and that something needs to happen or something needs to drop away for this to be better or more clear or crystal, or for all this seeking to come to a stop, that something needs to happen, that I have need of proof or whatever. And so the purposelessness of this meeting is that it's just appearing to happen, and that you've never heard this before. You've never heard one tiny thing before. And it's not about non-duality or words or anything like that. It's that what I seem to be saying there is that this aliveness this is it. It's sitting on a chair, breathing and talking and wondering, and you won't get any further away or closer to that. It's just what's appearing to happen. And whatever is thought and felt and wondered about, and that arising feeling of perhaps that this something needs to happen, is also wholly and completely what is. And you can't step into that or out of that. It would be just what is. And obviously then what is can be pretty ruthlessly appearing, or the felt feeling can be seeking and trying to get this and whatever, and wondering about the self and the no self and whatever might be there, is there to be talked about. It seems like these gatherings are for that. When this suggestion is made that there's just you, there's just what is, there isn't you and what is, it seems to bring up every sort of grappling, and let's fucking grapple together. And let's chat about this. It's open, and you can't obviously do it wrong or ask a wrong question, because there isn't any getting to it. So whatever is there to be said, then it's there to be said, and let's have a go. And if you don't feel comfortable, just put a comment in the thingy in the chat box, or otherwise just unmute yourself and jump on in. All right.
Hello, Frank.
Hiya.
How are you?
Great, yeah, thanks.
Good. May I ask about authentic? What
Sure.
is? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
What is being authentic?
Well, it's really a story, but there is a sort of, there can be a felt flavor to authenticity, I suppose, but that's a story really. And this idea of being authentic, and I'm going to try and be really authentic. I think that's a story. But authenticity, I suppose, is sort of an honesty, a truthful sort of. I don't know really. It's a story, but I do like that word, but no, I don't. Story. It's like yeah, I'm going to be really honest and be fully myself. It's just a story, really. Because then you're trying to be an image of something, trying to be really authentic.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Another one.
Yeah.
I am not very interested in the self, but what makes it keep wondering about a self?
What makes wondering about yourself appear to happen? Is that what you're saying?
I said I've been listening to you and other people about no self.
Oh yeah.
I have no disagreement to that, and I'm not bothered about having a self. But what makes what is making the question now? What is making the questioning?
It's just what's appearing to happen. It's sort of, and that's with everything. It's what is making this voice now respond, or that question appear to be asked. It seems like there's two perspectives on that. One really isn't a perspective, and all that's been said is, well, it's just what's appearing to happen. The other one is, well, I'm doing this, I'm asking the question.
Yeah, so like there's no idea of being authentic, and I don't know what I'm supposed to act.
Yeah, well, if I'm you see, really, you're not supposed to act anyway. That's just society, and the way things are is, you have to be a certain way and blah, blah, blah. I mean, the story is endless in how you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to say and how you're supposed to sit and talk and breathe. And it's this endless ways of how to be, what you shouldn't say, what you should say. It's relentlessly tiresome. So all of that's just a big load of bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel very confused to the way of living.
You feel very confused about the way of living. And what do you mean by that?
Like being talking to people, interacting. It's like, for example, if I went to work and they have certain rules I have to follow, the
Hmm.
way I have to act to fit in,
Yes, yeah.
to be at work with other people, the standard. And but I have no idea but to follow what they told me to do then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's pretty common. Yeah. Having to get in line and say the right thing and all that. I'd say it's all a big load of shit, big story, all that, rules and how to be. And it can reach a point where the game can be played, but it can reach a point where the game is not being played as easily, let's just say. Because it's sort of heavy, that suit of armor to get out there of how to be. And really, that is essentially me, really. It's sort of a suit of armor to go out and face the world, so that me can interact with all the other me's and be someone. And this is a friend, and this is not a friend, and this is my lover, and this is my ex, and all the stories, all these stickers that we seem to put on people, and then it seems to be that they're on us. It's all very complicated. When really it's very simple. I mean, yeah, it's like children, I suppose. But then children can be shy around each other for a little while until they sort of get a bond. But the adults dance around each other. And this like really is so intimately wild and open and you know, it can be felt as well to be that, but it is wild and open and impersonal, and there isn't the games, and there isn't all that heaviness, I suppose.
Yes, the heaviness can just comes up.
Mm, yeah, that's how it is then.
Yeah, and it can feel complicated fitting
Mm.
in, but that's what comes up then.
Well, that's what's been described then, yeah, if it's
Yeah,
complicated, yeah. But there isn't really a fitting in, or there isn't a relating, or there isn't all of that is just a load of shit. Like, oh, I relate to you and you relate to me, and and we know each other. That's no one knows anyone.
But that's how it looks. Relating just comes up.
Yeah.
And there's no way around of not relating if that's relating.
Well, all there is just what's appearing to happen. So if it's trying to relate or not feeling it's very awkward to relate or whatever, then that would be what is appearing to happen. Just no one in there doing anything, and there's no one in there grappling with all this either.
Yeah.
Yeah, just what's appearing to happen.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, hiya.
Hi. Nice to see you. I just wanted to say, isn't it like fantastic that there is place like for everything in this, like boredom or excitement, just like anything can appear. It's like whatever, and it's not judged.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alder, was there anything there left that you wanted to say?
Yes. So relating to other people comes up in appearance. And there's no getting away of not relating to them. That will make it really, really twisty. Like, oh, I see a person and trying to not see a person is just another way
Who could
of
see or not,
twisting.
who could see or not see a person? All there is just this. So,
Well, I see you are different from me.
okay.
Yeah, that's how I see. So you are someone else. That's how I see. And I cannot just deny that.
Yeah. But you see, it's not about this idea or concept of there's no self, right? These are not useful sentences. All that really is being said is that there's just what's appearing to happen, and it's total free fall. Now, the awkward bit is that there's no one doing anything. That's what's being said here. But there never was anyone doing anything. So all this is happening by itself.
Thank you.
All this is appearing to happen, not even by itself. Thank you. It's a message here of a code reading. Sometimes there is a feeling of once upon a time fitting into a round hole, but something happens, and no matter how I try, I can't get back into it. But for things to work, it seems that there's a need to get back into the hole, but it doesn't fit and everything seems wrong. All there is what is appearing. And so the arising, whatever, that it doesn't fit and everything seems wrong, that would be it. That would be this. You can't get closer or further away to this. Woohoo!
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
What I like about your communication is that you don't seem to talk about this big moment where other speakers talk about the moment of the falling away of the me, and how my mind interprets this is that the job is done only when there is absolutely no trace, not a single I thought, not a single feeling of me. And that's, that's a kind of a loop, of course, because when there's waiting for the sense of me to fall away, that it's only confirming the me, of course. And to me, the sense of me is just an appearance. And I was wondering, how is that for you? Is this sense of me, is it completely erased? Is it completely gone, or can it still occur?
There isn't a me.
Mm-hmm. And what about the sense of a me, the feeling of me?
What's that? That's that feeling of me. Is that the sound of voice now? Is that touching the face? Is it the breathing? Is it, oh, I feel like this, is it that? You know, this me and falling away of me. It's and this moment of when the me is no longer, because that is really what we all love the idea of. We love that moment of the boom. And so then I'll know it and have it, and there'll be no trace whatsoever of the me. And then I'll start talking about it. And it'll be great. It'll be great then. Well, there isn't a me. And so there may be talking about this, or there may not be talking about anything. And this, all that's appearing to happen then is a sort of an arising. There needs to be no trace, but really that all amounts to I need to know and have proof. All of that. Yeah. It's just for me. And that's, and I suppose then this sort of communication constantly returns to just this, that it's already this. It's already just hearing a voice. You're not doing it already. So that sense of me or whatever, that's a story, like. And it's this idea of what we love then is there's an image of I'll evaporate and I'll explode back into oneness, but please let me be there to know it.
Yeah.
really. And oh, it's just a subtle sort of seeking appearing to happen. And it's lovely because that's, but so what, like, it's like, and you see, even saying that nothing happens, it's impossible, because even that, there's a carrot seen or heard somehow in that, which is kind of like amazing, really. But nothing happens. It's this. It's sitting on the chair there. I'm wondering and thinking and feeling and everything. Is this.
Yeah.
So it's saying, yeah, and whatever thoughts, that's this.
Right.
So there isn't, you see, the killer is where it's like, I'm talking about a glass here. I'm holding a glass in my hand, and it really feels like I'm holding this glass really tight in my hand, and I'm going to actually drink from this glass here in my hand. And I can keep talking and talking and talking about the glass, and it feels like there's a glass because everybody else has got a glass, and blah, 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 blah. Now, there isn't a glass.
Yeah.
So,
But some speakers talk about it like there was a glass, there was a sense of me, and then at a certain moment, it suddenly collapsed, and that gives rise sometimes, to me at least, that it seems to be quite an event of some importance.
yeah.
And then there is the sense, oh, that should happen.
that should happen.
Yeah.
But I want to be there to be
Yeah.
able to talk about the me dropping away then, and I want proof of it.
Yeah.
And then that would be what is, then that's what's appearing to happen.
Yeah.
But how do you do that or not do that? How do you seek or not seek? How do you stop? How do you start?
Right.
How do you breathe? How do you ask that question? Has the traffic sound appear?
Yeah.
The pigeon there appearing.
Yeah.
So, see, there isn't a me to drop away, but there isn't anything. And the best that can be said is that, well, there is what's appearing to happen. And if there's the felt feeling, or if it's a rising of, but, you know, Frank, I still feel like a self and it hasn't dropped away, that would be what is then.
Yeah.
They're just this wonderful, magical me,
Yeah.
thingy majiggy, can even be talked about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it is even the thinking, yeah, still something has to happen. Even that is it.
It is that, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
It
can't
is, of
escape.
course, it's the seeking then. It's
Yeah,
everything.
right.
And it's but no, hold on now, wait. It's that. It's, oh, I fucking know it's gone. And it's, oh, wait, no, I get it. Oh,
Right.
oh, guess what? What do you get? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get anything. And so there, you know, there isn't a subject, then there isn't a speaker even. It's all just a load of a story, like.
Yeah.
So even calling it non-duality or all that, it seems then, it knows it's non-duality, knows that there's no self, he knows that this is it. Doesn't know that this is it. Doesn't know anything at all. Doesn't know how to say, he doesn't know anything at all.
Mhm.
But that seems to be what he's saying. So, like, it's so totally ordinary. If sitting and talking now, this
Yeah.
And saying, yeah. And saying, yeah.
Yeah.
And what the fuck do you do with all that then?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yet some speakers seem to emphasize, you know, the difference between feeling like me and how it is without a me.
Without the me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. That one's very good. Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. When there's no me, it will be wild and free and amazing. Who will it be wild and free for, though? You see, maybe when the seeking seems like it just stops, but it is also the seeking. Like it's, you know, you can hear the but it's just it's just this seeking, it's just this questioning or whatever. It is that.
Yeah.
And so then the speakers that talk about the me dropping away, I don't seem to say that for whatever reason. You see, if there was a me, really, it definitely could drop away. Definitely. But what can drop away is the idea that it can drop away. Let's just say. So the whole lot, like, is just happening. All of the seeking, all of the thinking, all of the feelings, all those little oddities, all those quirks, all those, they almost get to dance as what they are. Almost, but that can be interpreted as something fucking, that it's a better sort of quirkiness. It's just, it's fully feeling one way, fully whatever. It's just, all that's left is what's appearing to happen, but all there is what's appearing to happen. So it's not like there's anything left. And so it is a sort of a paradoxical, to open the mouth even for a moment gives the impression that well, this guy knows something. And so even when he starts off and talking at the start, it seems like he knows about that there's just what is not you and what is. He must know that. But really, it's a sort of a grounding as opposed to a piece of knowledge being spoken about, a grounding for the meeting as opposed to talking about trench coats or whatever. We're talking about this inescapable sheer aliveness. And the meeting then can sort of belt away all those beliefs and ideas and images held of something that can happen. And the sort of constantly, it seems like, returns just to the real, this simplicity. But it's not an intent. It just seems to be how it goes, because nothing is known or held about what this is at all. In fact, it's elsewhere that all the knowing about me and the me dropping away and liberation. And there's always something odd about all of those words too. Every single word is a load of crap. Everything. And that's the sort of childlike underpinning everything that is already the case. It's just that all the people who appear to know sort of give that impression, and that can be then desired, like a beautiful steak or an apple or whatever, a nice car or a house or liberation or the no self.
Yeah.
And even nothing happens can be desired. I want to be able to know for myself that nothing happens. And it's a sort of a, can be a going round and round and round and round, and sort of like an exhaustion. And then, you know, like an elastic band, tighten it all the way up to, and then a relaxation. But it's just, it can be like that. But it's all this, what we're talking about is just this unknowable aliveness. And I don't know that it's unknowable aliveness.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Waiting for something to happen is what is this. So then there isn't an authority or a speaker or someone who knows and someone who can put the stamp of non-dual approval. Oh, I can see there's no me there now. That's great. I'll sign this one off.
Yeah.
So there's no one who knows. There's no one who can say anything. See a question here. What is self-love? I don't know. Seems like a nice little story there.
Frank.
Hiya.
Hi. So I don't, this self and no self thing, I have no idea.
Yeah, nor do I, yeah.
No. But then you might say, you know, that's a story, you know, where everything's a story.
It is, yeah.
So what are we on about?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Even saying it's a story is a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I don't know.
There you go now.
You are.
You sound really chilled at the moment. But there must have been a time when there was a grr, you know the answer, tell me, damn. Yeah. Well, yeah, well, it's all on YouTube. So that's the answer to that. Fuck's sake. How did I put them all on YouTube? There you go. Have I got a link? They're all on the YouTube channel. It's a good few of them. I can, if you email me, but if they're on my YouTube channel, and if you email me, I can give you them, but they're all there really. The answer could be that there's no me. Okay.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
Yeah, I mean that it kind of always seems that the leads to that there is no me in a way. If somebody wants an answer, that
Say that again. That if there's that it leads to there's no me. Is that?
yeah, as an answer, like if you want to reach a conclusion, it can only be that there is no me.
Well, no one reaches that conclusion, but because there's already no me.
Yeah, then yeah, I
Yeah.
was saying as a joke. Then you can't reach a conclusion. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is not like a final then resting place, or oh, I've got it now. I've got that there's no me.
Yeah, there's already.
Already, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Very peaceful at this point. It's also feeling that it's not peaceful. So what happened between chilled and grr? Was there nothing at one point? Now there's still a bit of grr, so that's just an idea. It's still a bit of I haven't packed everything or whatever, or there isn't milk in the house. So no. So feeling peaceful is the same as it not peaceful. Yeah. So it is the exact same. It's simply what is. Is there some amusement in conversations? The person talking knows everything, has opinions about things in which no one cares, and apparently wants, I don't know, just wish they would disappear when I close my eyes, but still it appears. I mean, there's amusement in conversations, but it's just, I don't know, it depends on the conversation. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure, I guess, another
it depends on who's talking.
Well, it just depends on what the conversation and the reaction, and sometimes you can, I don't know, it's possible to say really. You know, there wouldn't be a view of, oh, that person is wrong or right, and it's kind of amusing.
No.
It wouldn't be like that. It just don't know. Yeah, it's just it's just so ordinary. I mean, the seriousness, it's funny, like
No.
the seriousness falls out of everything, but in a sense though, and nothing is held as a sort of fixed identity thing. So this, you know, a really strong words could come out about something, and that, but it wouldn't be held like it's a belief. It's just really strong words coming out, and then it's gone. It doesn't mean anything. Whereas that in a conversation, that can then arise as well when everybody is taking it serious, if you know what I mean. So still, like, viewpoints will come roaring out of this mouth on blah, 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 whatever. But it's not giving a shit about it either, really, at the same time, you know? Getting myself in trouble, like, really going rah, 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 and then somebody go, well, that's not the case. And I go, all right, yeah, grand. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. I guess that answers the amusement question.
Yeah.
Too. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So you just didn't fall out of the carpet. No. Is it like no incentives at all for anything to happen? Is it like no incentives at all for anything to happen, where there's just what is happening? And incentives for whatever, there's just what's happening, no one doing anything.
Frank?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a question, but it's just so amazing that So there can be a thought like something still needs to happen, but it has nothing to do with an actual event in the future. It's just a thought.
It's just a thought arising, yeah.
And there is no relation with any event, whatever, in the future.
No.
It's just something that occurs.
It's just a load of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
Yeah.
Rah, rah, fucking rah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rah, 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 non-stop. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
And all the thoughts and ideas and about how it's going to be, how it should be, how it is. Oh, here's how I'm going to be. Here's what I'm going to say. Or, well, I've got it now. I'm going to. I know I've got it. Oh, that it's all just
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. So it's like a sort of a 2-year-old trying to have a say, you know. Or it's like, if you ever see those images of the kid in the car beside the parent, definitely driving the car, beeping the horn and doing everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've taken the last breath. last breath has gone out, and it's just this. It's so funny. It's so funny, and I have no idea.
Yeah, you never took a first breath.
Never took the first breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I want to talk, but it's funny. I want to talk, but I want to talk without words or
Without what?
words. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to chat. Yeah, it's like words coming out of one little box on the screen, and then words coming out with a different sounding voice on another little screen, and words looking for something to grab on other words, and still looking for attachment to other words. Oh, and now, oh yes, I know what it is now. It's just bollocks. It's just words.
It's a load of shit, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say really thank you for doing your evenings, chatting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Frank.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes like it, you know, you said about the heaviness, and you said something about heaviness earlier. Like sometimes
it is
heavy.
the heaviness. It is the heaviness.
It is the heaviness.
It is the heaviness. Yeah. Nothing happens.
Yeah. It's
So
the heaviness and
it's
the
the-
something else that I was going to say and forgot. Yeah. Don't know. Yeah.
yeah, all there is just what's appearing to happen. Woohoo! Oh, fuck. I love that one. Oh, fuck. All right. I gotta go. So I'll see you all when I see y'all. Take it easy. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Frank.
All right. See
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Frank.
Take it easy.
Bye, everyone.
See you.
Thank you.